Welcome to the PLZ Prem preview with myself, Gabriel Antoniazzi, and Peter Martin. We're here to talk all things Premier League, but we'll be looking back at the Champions and Europa League as European football returned this midweek. We're going to get straight into the action with last night's football. Manchester United impressing with one of their best performances of the season, a 4-0 win away to Real Sociedad. The game was played in Turin, but it was emphatic for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men, and he feels they can start to build momentum for both the Europa League and league campaign now.
We've got to take one game at a time. Of course, you got Newcastle first, but we'll put a strong team out because it's about creating momentum. We've been through a difficult spell, and I thought we found ourselves a little bit tonight. I thought the boys had got a little bit of that zip in the legs again.
I thought it was probably the most complete United had looked all season last night, Peter.
Yeah, they were impressive. I don't think too many people would have predicted a 4-0 win against Real Sociedad, but they were impressive. Fernandes, as ever, at the heart of it all. And interestingly enough, I think Bruno Fernandes' comments after the game gave you a real insight into what United are all about. He's just mentioned the fact that United have to grow up. They must get better and better. And that tells you that he wants to win trophies. The Europa League could be a salvation for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, just buying him that little bit of time to grow this United side. It always takes a trophy just to cement your position, just like Sir Alex did in that FA Cup tie all those years ago, and then on to just non-stop silverware. All he needs a trophy. Fernandes also craving it like many others.
Yeah, Fernandes fantastic again with his 2 goals. The second one assisted by VAR. I was certain he was offside, but that one was given. Just talking about the trophies there, Peter, how do you see this one going for United? Is it more important to win the Europa League than, say, finish second in the Premier League?
No, I think they want to finish second in the Premier League. You know, they're 10 points behind City. They know the league is gone. They want to make sure that they're not involved in the battle between second, third and fourth. And suddenly you think you get to April and you're wondering whether you're going to make one of those 4 places. The last thing they want is a competitive edge round about April. What they want to do is make sure that they are cementing the place in second, not too many other major slip-ups there, and then have that great run in the Europa League all the way to the final. I mean, they are one of the favourites after all. And if you've got guys like Fernandes chipping in, and the squad is adding to the performances in the Europa League as well. So you want to see them actually, win that trophy, buy him a bit of time, and then he can build a side capable maybe of challenging City next year. Who knows?
Yeah, they'll be looking to improve on last year's semi-final elimination to Sevilla. But it's Premier League action for them first. They're facing Newcastle United at the weekend. Sunday night, the graveyard game, 7:30. We've got to wait all weekend for that. But I can see them winning. Newcastle United really struggling at the moment. I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, I think this one is going to be, Man United. I can't see anything other than that. And it's regularly a game where United score a fair few goals. Marcus Rashford, certainly one of the key players when it comes to scoring goals against Newcastle. So I think United are going to win this one. I'm going to go 3-1. I'll give Newcastle a goal there. I'll be kind to them, Gabriel, but United to win it.
Yeah, United-Newcastle, one of the big fixtures this weekend. There's plenty of others as well. It just seems that every weekend we've got the top 6 or top 8 playing against each other. The one that we're going to talk about next is Manchester City against Arsenal. We'll actually start with the Gunners. They were in action as well in the Europa League last night, drawing 1-1 with Benfica away from home. Now, away from home, it was actually played at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome because of COVID protocols. Arsenal had plenty of chances, but couldn't find that winning goal. Peter, I wanted to ask you, I was sitting there watching the game and this whole coronavirus, they're playing away from home. Where do you think this leaves the away goals rule when they're playing away from home, but both teams are away from home?
Yeah, well, listen, basically, that's the nature of this virus. There are certain situations where you can't go into certain countries. So quite simply, we have to get on with it. Everybody knows what's at stake, even although there's a penalty for the home side in this tie. But effectively, I think Every team is well aware of the rules. They have to get on with it. Arsenal will get on with it. They won't be bothering about that. And they now go back to domestic football, wondering whether they can actually lay a glove on Manchester City. I think they've lost the last 7 occasions to City. I don't think they're in good form, and I think they're in for a very, very difficult afternoon.
Well, it's the last 7 occasions, maybe, but I think you're forgetting the FA Cup semi-final last year. Hey, Arsenal, don't forget that. Our competition.
I'm highlighting the league here, obviously, but listen, one-off games are great, not the way Man City are playing at the moment. I mean, they absolutely dismantled Everton. I mean, the goals were absolutely top drawer as well. So I wonder if City. Here's a line on it, Gabriel. I wonder if City are actually going to lose a game between now and the end of the season. I think they're more than capable. A quadruple, was tough at the start of the season. I think they're more than capable of maybe winning 3 of the trophies because they are playing so well now.
Yeah, remember I said last week that I was tipping them to do domestic treble. I still think they might come up short in the Champions League just because of the quality of size in there. But hey, you've seen the Everton game midweek and how easily they just dispatched them. Kevin De Bruyne coming off the bench, Sergio Aguero, he'll be chomping at the bit as well when he's back in action in a couple of weeks' time. I just can't see them losing, and it's 17 record-breaking wins in a row, and I think they'll get another one here against the Gunners. It's tough for me to say, but I think that City will win at the Emirates. I'll go for 3-1 Man City.
I'm going to go for City to win this one. 3-0. I'm not even giving Arsenal a goal there. Yeah, you'll be peeved at that, but City all the way for me. I think that the two styles collide here. Both of them like to play similar style football, but I don't think Arsenal have got the personnel to lay a glove and get tight to City, force the mistakes, and get the goals required to win the game.
No, they do have similar styles, of course. Mikel Arteta once learning under Pep Guardiola, but he doesn't have his number as you might think he would have. Arsenal, they do have those standout individuals. Aubameyang with a hat-trick at the weekend against Leeds United, albeit missing an absolute sitter against Portuguese opposition last night. Just a final word on City before we move on to the next game. It's the last chance we have to discuss their Champions League fixture midweek. They've got Borussia Mönchengladbach, a team they faced a couple of years ago in a group with Celtic and Bayern Munich, I believe it was as well. But City Champions League, is it their time?
No, it's not. But nevertheless, they will run it close. I think semi-finals, you couldn't rule them out going to the final. I'm not sure that this is the season for them to win it. I just think there are a couple of sides in there that, rather ominously for me, seem to have a better squad. And I know that's difficult to say when you consider what City have at their disposal. But I just think Bayern Munich look, odds on to win this trophy again. They look formidable.
Yeah, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say PSG. I mean, they're hardly an underdog. Finalists last year, but I saw Kylian Mbappe on Tuesday night, and I just thought, who's going to stop them?
Yeah, it's a good shout. I mean, it's for me, those two sides are certainly the strongest, with City tucked in possibly as third favourites behind them. You wouldn't bet against them, especially the way Mbappe. The fourth goal for PSG was just absolutely world class. It was superb. But you have to look at it and say who is able to go the course, who knows how to win games, and you wouldn't rule out the Germans. I'm going to go for Bayern Munich in this one.
Okay, we'll have to see what happens there. It's fantastic to have the European football back, and that's what Jose Mourinho was thinking as his Tottenham side came away from Austria with a 4-1 victory over Wolfsburg. Gareth Bale scoring for the first time in a couple of months. He impressed, as did Dele Alli.
We had the results, we had the team performance, and for the team to win and to perform is only possible when the team and the players, they do their jobs. So I believe they were positive, like the team was positive.
We're always talking about Gareth Bale on this show. Is it the start of his run in the team?
Well, I think if Jose Mourinho, keeps putting him in, putting him out, putting him in, putting him out. It'll just frustrate the guy. He's top drawer. His goal last night was brilliant because he just basically sold the defender the dummy and unleashed an unstoppable shot into the roof of the net. 17 games he's played in his second stint. Not many starts, but 5 goals from Gareth Bale. That one last night was top drawer. He's only 31. His agent keeps telling everyone, look, 31, he's got so much more. Gareth Bale's fitness, once he gets a real pre-season, he'll be a star wherever he ends up. I'm not sure he'll end up at Tottenham next season, but Real Madrid will cut the umbilical cord and somebody will get a player raring to go. I think he's still top drawer. And last night, his assist for Son's goal as well just shows you he's got something to offer. If Tottenham have any ambitions to somehow squeeze into that top 4, they have to find a place for Bale alongside Son and Kane. And of course, they're up against West Ham, who are a team in form. I think this is going to be an absolute cracker. I think West Ham might sneak a point here.
Yeah, as you say, West Ham been really impressive this year under David Moyes. No one was expecting it at all. And I think with the gap between them at the moment, that West Ham might even settle for a draw and keep the pace ahead of their London rivals. So I'm going for a 1-1 tie at the London Stadium. We'll have to look at a few other games before we run out of time. Who could forget this one? It's the Merseyside derby. Peter, I know you'll be watching this one, especially after Liverpool's impressive performance midweek.
Yeah, I thought they were great in the Champions League. They look as if they're getting back to where Jurgen Klopp wants them to be. I think the real disappointment is, the defence that we've been talking about since this programme began. Fabinho will take a sidestep as well because he's out of the game with an injury. So, it's just one player after another that's thwarted their chance to retain the title. But the Merseyside derby, listen, it's difficult to predict anything other than a draw because we've had 24 of them in the history of this fixture. It's incredible, the draws that have come up in this one. But I look at this one, I think Liverpool have got the edge. I know I'm slightly biased at times, but I think they're getting back to their best going middle to front. There's still the possibility of Everton getting a goal at the other end. I mean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a top draw player, but I still think Liverpool have got enough to win this one.
Yeah, well, you talk about those draws. Both of the last 2 Merseyside derbies in 2020 have been draws. And Jurgen Klopp feels that Everton, under Carlo Ancelotti, have never been closer to his side.
They had good teams over the years. In the specific games, it was most of the time close, I think. But the manager like Carlo helps each team in the world. It was clear beforehand. So before he did it, they had a really good squad, a really good team. Maybe they are closer than ever before. But that's actually, I don't know. Yeah, from a position in the table for sure.
Sixth versus 7th. Then there are 3 points between the two sides. The Everton have a game in hand. So if they're victorious here, they'll really fancy theirs at finishing above Liverpool for the first time in many years. I don't think they will go for a Reds victory. 1-0, Mo Salah can't stop scoring.
3-1 for Liverpool.
3-1? All right, okay. Finally, time for Chelsea. This is the team that I think could keep Liverpool out come the end of the season. Under Thomas Tuchel, they haven't been beat finally in the top 4 after Monday's 2-0 win over Newcastle United. He's got even Timo Werner backfiring. In fact, he thinks that Timo Werner is one of the best strikers in the league, and he never doubted him.
And I saw the goal coming because he earned it. And is this maybe just luck that we both come from Germany and he feels maybe these little percentages more confident than in the moments before or in the situation before. But for me, it was without a doubt when I watched Chelsea 1 week before I was asked. There was no doubt that Timo will come back from this situation because he has the quality.
So Tuchel has got them back in the top 4. We both think they'll finish in there. And I know that you'll say Liverpool will finish in the top 4 as well. So who do you think is going to miss out?
Well, I mean, it's such a tough one now. You've got Man City who'll run away with it. You've got Manchester United in there. I mean, I still think Liverpool will make it. I'm just going to say Leicester are going to be squeezed out. There you are. That's going to take a monumental collapse, but I have to stick to my guns. The way Chelsea are going at the moment, unbeaten in 6 since Tuchel took over the side. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think he's managed to galvanise the squad. They're not flashy, but he's getting more out of them than Frank Lampard managed to do. And he'll get a win against Southampton as well, because you only have to look at the stats. They've won the last 5 against Saints, and I think this one will be another victory. 2-0 Chelsea.
Well, I'm going for 1-0 Chelsea. It's the last game before they really start to come thick and fast. They've got the Champions League midweek, and then they've got Manchester United and Manchester City lurking around the corner. So they'll really need 3 points here if they do want to continue that chase for the top 4. So I'm going 1-0 Chelsea. Timo Werner for a goal. Why not? Okay, thank you very much for joining us at home. Thank you for all of your comments and predictions. That's all we have time for this week. Don't forget to tune in to Monday's Roundup Show, where I'll be bringing you all of the results for the weekend. And we'll be back here at the same time next week to preview all of the weekend's action yet again. From myself, Gabriel Antoniazzi, and Peter Martin, thanks for joining us, and bye-bye.